second cup. Brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Good morning. It is 8 o'clock on the start of your Tuesday morning.
Happy Tuesday.
Glad you're with us to start the day. So much going on in the city of Buffalo. Chiefs week, and we are looking forward to Sunday as the Buffalo Bills take on the Kansas City Chiefs, the undefeated
just want
Kansas
somebody
City
to
Chiefs,
beat them.
right?
They're like Teflon Don. They just keep coming back.
Seriously. And so here we are. 4:25 is kickoff at home. Will we see Taylor Swift is the biggest question of the morning.
Because she's got concerts in Toronto starting on Thursday. So she's got Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right. Then the Bills play the Chiefs on Sunday.
4:25. So come on.
Theoretically.
That's an easy, we can maybe not jet, but maybe we can zip her here.
Right. Very
on
quickly.
the Queenie.
I bet you she flies.
On the QEW. However she gets here. And then here's the thing. I know a lot of people are like, I don't like to. But a lot of people really, really, really wanted to see her show and couldn't get tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So like cool for them to be able to see her at the Bills game. I think that's cool.
Theoretically.
I don't know. Yeah, right. We have no idea if that's going to happen or not. But like that would be cool. If you didn't get to see her or you had a kid who didn't get to see her and like maybe there's a chance you get to see her at the Bills game. Well, there she is up in the box. Like that's cool.
Okay, Connie says she hasn't been to any away games. But look, Connie, she's going to be here.
Right, but because she's been touring.
Right.
And like their schedules haven't lined up, which makes total sense.
Lori says it's a football game, not a Taylor Swift game.
Lori, no, it's a Taylor Swift game. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. I love this about Lauren. You can always count on Lauren to be like your left-hand man or woman. Like we've had problems for the last couple of days where we couldn't see.
And she's on it. Yeah.
Right. She just catches on real fast. She's a fast learner. Like you just need somebody like Lauren in your life who comes through. Peter did the same thing. Like you guys are just the best.
Thanks, guys. Hey, real quick, we're going to come back to Taylor in a second. John, can you pull this up? Because Sarah wants to know, is there an accident or something on the Skyway? Traffic is so backed up heading into the city. Well, yes, there is an accident right now. It's on Route 5 at the Outer Harbor, so it's backing up the Skyway. So the left lane closed, Route 5 East. That looks nice for your morning commute.
So annoying, especially in that area in particular. This is like the Grand Island Bridge. When there's something on the Skyway, you're just always backed up.
I know. And then you're just crawling.
And look, it looks like it's both sides too. So it's not even just like one lane.
Yeah, they say just the left lane's closed. I guess
once
you get on there,
Yeah, that's annoying.
There's also an accident on the 219 North. That's at Ridge Road in West Seneca. Left lane closed there too.
Sarah says, thank you. You guys are the bomb.com. Sarah, you
the bomb.com.
You must be a child of the 90s.
Thank you. I know, but Aaron just had that in traffic, and then John and I were like, oh, we got to get that. Because, look, it's like we always say, you get one little thing in Buffalo, and I know we're very lucky with traffic. We have to agree. But then one thing happens, and you're like, no.
Okay, how about this? Tina, light snow in Bennington.
Oh, dear.
This morning, we saw snow in Holiday Valley. Like ski country was actually getting snow. And it was cold enough where it was sticking for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we were watching it this morning.
I am not ready for it. Like what I said this morning, I still think holds true. Like Mother Nature, we're seeing the first flakes. She needs some Head and Shoulders. Like she got some dandruff. I'm not ready. Like take care of that girl.
Lori says they got some snow there too.
Yeah.
Susan's not ready for it. Benner's not ready for it. Oh, Jeff.
Keep that crap there. I know. I am still in summer mode. And I'm just getting into fall, which I think is
fall. That is your problem. You got to get into fall when I tell you to.
But it's still
September
so nice.
1st. Yeah, suck it up,
still
Buttercup.
So warm.
September 1st. I keep my fall. See, you know how people are kind of pushing the Christmas decor now? Because, we have this back and forth over when does Christmas start, whatever. I keep my fall decor up through Thanksgiving because it's my favorite. I got so many pumpkins. Ask my husband. There's
we know.
So many. And the lights, but those little lights I put on top of my bookshelf and I turn them on with the little
they're
remote.
Super cute.
I know. And the pumpkins light up. It's my favorite.
Marguerite liked the Head and Shoulders comment. That's funny. I'm glad you liked that.
Caitlin says no snow.
Laura and I keep pumpkin stuff up through Thanksgiving. Crystal's
same.
freezing this morning. So we'll probably wind up putting up our Christmas tree. I know actually Andrea put up her tree because I saw the girls playing with their with the train that goes around the tree.
That's cute.
We'll probably put ours up either next weekend or the following weekend.
Before Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Oh.
Because we like to have it up for the holidays, like for
See,
Thanksgiving.
I don't like it up for Thanksgiving. I like it up like I would put it up the weekend of Thanksgiving or that next weekend, but then I like it into January.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
don't like to straight up take it down.
No, you have to leave it up for a little while.
And like the Christmas lights, it's so cute.
You can make the rules up as you go, baby. Like, and you got a lot going on in January, so you're going to be either fast pacing things
That
or you're
tree
just
might be up through May,
Yeah.
depending on how things go. But like I like one of my favorite things is my husband sleeps in later than I do on the weekends. I like to get up on the weekends,
yes.
have my cup of coffee,
Oh my God, Katie, you are
Plug in.
so lucky.
plug in my Christmas tree, and Bandit comes and he sits with me, and we look at the little tree, and we watch what we want on TV, and we sip our coffee.
You know,
Well, one of us does.
when I get up before Russ, like I look forward to that moment, like that quiet solitude.
I know. Sometimes Paul comes out and he's like, "Hey, are you awake? Can I lay in the couch?" And I'm like, "You're gonna complain."
But
about
then Sunday, listen
gonna
to what
put on
happened.
Sex in the City, and he's gonna be like, "This show's so dumb," and I'm gonna be like, "I know. I've seen it 1,000 times. Leave me be. Let me watch."
Okay, so Sunday, I woke up before Russ. He had been out until like 1 o'clock in the morning. He had a party.
Yeah.
And I was so excited.
Thought you had some quiet time.
Yeah, and I'm like, yes. And I get out of bed and I
No.
quietly walk to the door.
No.
The dog is fine in her crate.
Yeah.
Everything is good. And he goes, "Where are you going?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
F.
Yeah.
You know, of course, I go
No.
outside, I make the coffee.
Does anybody else like just enjoy their like little moments of solitude?
Yeah. I sit on the couch and I'm like, I start reading my book, and then all you hear is the door creak open and Russ tiptoeing
We
out.
love them to pieces, but then Paul comes down. Now his phone's at 1,000 volume, and he's watching his little videos, and I'm like, I'm just trying to look at the tree.
And then we turn on YouTube, and it's, oh God, I hate watching YouTube.
TV or YouTube?
No, YouTube. He's obsessed with this one guy who takes like these crappy boats, these beautiful, like would-be beautiful boats, and turns them in from like garbage to beauty.
You have to watch that.
And
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's a fantastic thing to do, but like,
it's just on in the background. And I just was like, I was so excited to sit there under the light, read my book, watch the sunrise.
Paul and I like such different things on TV. I mean, we really do. There's a few shows that we like land on together and we can definitely watch together, but like a lot of it is like and that's a perfect example. Like sometimes I'll look over at his Instagram and so I'm like, "What are you watching?" He's like, "Oh, I'm watching this guy weld,
Right.
metal to," and I'm like, "Oh,
And then one thing leads
Cool.
to another. And then as this is on, I just have so many questions. You know what I mean? Like, how does this guy do this? Where does he find his spare time? And then,
this is what he's asking."
no, this is what I'm asking. Like, I have so many questions, and then it turns into like,
Look at both of our mothers. I love my moments of solitude. That's how we're married 41 years.
ladies.
That's where we
thank
get
you.
it from.
Exactly. See?
Ladies.
Birds of a feather, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Isn't that true? So funny. No, we do love them to death. Like, I would be lost without Russ. But
That's funny.
I just like being quiet sometimes. The other day, he goes, "Well, what are we going to do now?" And I looked at him. I had been running around all freaking day. And like, there's laundry in the dryer.
Well, this is a therapy session this morning.
I just go, "We're going to relax."
Yeah. Lauren says everybody needs a little alone time once in a while.
That's true. But I love my husband.
I'm glad everybody's names are back. That's cool.
Me too. Thank goodness.
Okay.
So this wasn't an us problem. This was a StreamYard problem. So I just want to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah, that's a different, it's the program that we use to do this. You want to talk about these car thefts?
Yeah, what is going on here with these stolen cars?
Okay. So last night there was a carjacking in Hamburg.
Right.
This is what police say. And carjacking to me, I mean, I guess we'd have to really like ask them, whatever, but like,
That means that somebody was held up at like at
right,
gunpoint.
that to me is more intense than a stolen car.
Right.
We see stolen cars all the time, not like we should, right? But okay, a carjacking, then they couldn't stop the car. officers couldn't. There was a chase, and then it ended in the city of Tonawanda. That's a far away from Hamburg.
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to unpack what you said because, yes, we do see car thefts all the time to the extent that 3,000 cars were stolen last year in Buffalo alone.
Right.
That is a lot.
In just Buffalo.
Right.
That's crazy.
And then we saw the one, and I don't want to misspeak here, but a 14-year-old died after a crash on Sunday night into Monday. That was at Amherst and Elmwood in the city of Buffalo, right near Wegmans, if you're familiar with that area. That is so unfortunate to see.
Yeah. And so we were talking about this. Like, they didn't specifically, police say that I saw that it was a stolen car, but we have a 14-year-old driver. So, like, a 14-year-old driver is not old enough to drive a car. You know what I mean? And, like, so sad that it ended like this. There's 1,000 things we can talk about that lead us up to this.
Jeff says bail reform is one of them.
But Mark says the city of Tonawanda was nuts with this last night.
Yeah.
Because that's a big scene.
And it's right by that Burger King. We all know where that is. So what exactly happened here is unclear. I mean, people were sending me messages about some other stuff being
taking part in connection with.
There was some involvement with other stuff. And we don't know that for a fact. And we're working to get those details. But when you see that, more these cars are being stolen. Andrea was texting me actually that a couple of cars from her neighborhood were also stolen. And this is in Hamburg as well. But what she was saying is that they're going after like luxury cars now. So in other words, they were going after the Kias. They were easy to steal. We saw it on TikTok.
We saw it here's Hamburg. We definitely saw it in Orchard Park because it happened in one of my friends' neighborhoods there. We saw it in Amherst. We definitely saw it in Clarence too. Like
it's in the suburbs.
Recently. So, and
my mom was saying that they had one in Williamsville.
There was another one out toward like Lockport that I'm thinking of. So it really is happening all over. I do think that like partially it's a crime of convenience sometimes. Like we talked about like people leaving keys in their car. People still do that.
Well, to your point, Amy here. Good morning, Amy. Glad you're with us. We get a lot of break-ins and cars stolen in our neighborhood in Orchard Park. We share constant reminders in our Facebook group to lock your vehicles. Right. They've caught them, but they release them and come back. And so maybe this is like a bigger problem when it comes to maybe the age of the person who is responsible, because you can't keep a teenager locked up, right? And two, bail reform. Yeah, Jeff Baker, you might be onto something. Maybe. Because if it is an adult, is it a bail offense? Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm talking like a lawyer.
So really quick, this is just a funny comment, Julie. Not that this is a funny topic, but this made me laugh. Her car's a 2003 with windows. She has to roll up with the handle around and around. These kids wouldn't know how to start my car that starts with a key.
Well, isn't that the truth?
Maybe you're safer there with that car.
Seriously.
It's just, yeah.
So Diane lives in the city of Tonawanda, and, this is what she's hearing there. Started in Hamburg. They smashed about 4 to 5 cars, carjacked another at Burger King, and back towards the town, turned around, killed a person by the Armory, went back towards North Tonawanda over the bridge, hit a few more guys, and stabbed another guy trying to steal his car. Wow. So when you talk about a carjacking, and again, we don't have this confirmed.
No, yeah. So this is what Diane has heard.
Right. Wow.
Sarah says they hear about it all the time in their neighborhood in Hamburg too. Luckily, they have only 2 entrances and exits to the neighborhood, so they usually get caught. We were talking about too, like for the longest time, we'd be like, oh, you have at least your Ring doorbell up or you have whatever up. And now like those cameras, like everybody's got them, but are they that big of a deterrent? Are they the deterrent we wanted them to be?
You know what? I don't think so. And everyone's got a camera nowadays, right? It doesn't even have to be like a good one. It's just literally anything sitting in the window, for instance.
I mean, and better to have it than not, right?
Sure.
Because you've got the video evidence should something happen, or you can like keep an eye on stuff.
I mean, even the surveillance cameras in the city of Buffalo aren't enough of a deterrent,
I know.
right? Like we have in the city of Buffalo, let me tell you what kind of surveillance we have. We have license plate readers at major intersections all across the city of Buffalo. So they're literally scanning every single license plate that goes by. You could be doing nothing, but they're still taking your license plate information. And what they're doing is going back and saying, if there's a crime, find this license plate. Yeah. Find Katie's license plate in this massive database where it was last. And then we've got the cameras that are on a swivel at some places. I mean, again, it's evidence. It's just putting you in a place as opposed to stopping this from actually
Danielle's
happening.
saying, like we talked about this like kind of old school concept, putting the club on your steering wheel.
Right.
If anything, it's going to make it harder to get your car. Whether they could still steal it or not, like what a pain, you know what I mean? They're going to be like, I'm probably not going to bother.
And isn't that just such a 90s problem, but that like is just so low technology, but makes perfect sense right now? Danielle says they don't care about cameras. Howard says cameras will not stop the theft, might help after, but they don't have a way to stop it in the moment. Diane, they don't care about a slap on the wrist. They're back on the street in 24 hours.
Danielle says it's a little deterrent to have the club. I like that. I agree.
Okay, so Jeanette says, this might be a stupid question, but what about the random blue lights? Do they do anything? I always wonder about the random one on Starin in Buffalo. So I know exactly what you're talking about. There's one on Starin. Those are police surveillance cameras, and they're connected to, the blue lights are blinking to let you know that they're there, right? That's the deterrent. But they're connected to a bigger box, and you'll see the camera. And if you stand there long enough and watch it, you'll actually see it like go like it turns around in a 360 degrees, and it's taking basically snapshots of each little area that it's moving through. The thing is, they're all fed into. Ooh, getting a little too handsy.
Why?
Is the baby okay?
Yeah, the baby's fine. My heart is racing. Oh my God. So loud. I don't know what happened.
I just didn't want it to spill.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, oh my God.
Here we go again.
Sorry, everybody.
The point is,
Ed's here.
they were feeding all the cameras into this one room, camera room in downtown Buffalo, and somebody's there, watching everything.
Kim says her new car has an app. If it gets stolen, they know where it is. Naomi says her brother owns a painting business with his buddies. Someone went and stole their equipment.
Ooh, that sucks. That's awful.
Yeah, that's the worst.
John, everything okay? Oh, John just brought the paper towels.
But nothing spilled, right?
No, just in case.
No, nothing spilled. He just gave me a small heart attack. I know. I have bad reactions to things. I know. Paul tells me that all the time. Like something happens, I'm like, woo! I get it from my mom.
Okay, I have a question.
Does your mom do that? My mom does it.
Kevin! That's what she does.
Like something happens to my mom, goes, woo! Like what happened? She's like, perfect example. I spilled the water. And you're like, oh my God. But I do the same thing now. So
So do you have a reaction like when you see something in the car, you're like, ooh, and then like does Paul go nuts? Like something exciting? Okay, so the Hawks, for instance. Like, and he's not expecting it.
Oh, like when I backseat drive a little bit?
No. Like if we're passing something on the road and Russ is driving, I go, oh, look at that. And he'll go, what? Like I'm trying to, like I wasn't trying to scare him. I'm like, oh, there's a deer.
Yeah.
Or, oh, look at how cute that house is.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes I like to comment on driving too.
Well, that I'm not surprised about.
Well, anybody in the car with you is going to comment. No offense, but also a little offense. No offense, but also some offense to take there. But you're a wild man.
No, I'm just a New York driver. That's all.
I'm like doing the thing that your parents do when you first start driving. I'm hitting the fake brake. Brake lights, brake lights, brake lights. That's what my parents used to say. Brake lights.
I don't know. I just like, I think it's just a matter of like, you see it and you react naturally. Yeah. That's my natural reaction. I can't tone it down.
See, Caitlin says she's the same way. Like sometimes something, ugh. Paul always says it. Like I have the like reactions to like stupid stuff that happens and I like scream a little. I don't mean to. Sometimes I just, the other day, Bandit knocked over another entire huge, like Paul has that, like that Hofbrauhaus mug?
Yeah.
He has one of those filled to the brim with water. And Bandit's happy tail whacked it off the coffee table.
That's a heavy mug.
He's a happy dog. And I was just like, okay. I just roll with it. I've gotten better about that because like it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Jeff Baker, I know the feeling driving over a bridge. Oh, look at that boat.
Yeah.
I'm watching the road. Exactly. But don't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Jeanette, thanks for explaining blue lights. I'm tempted to wave and smile for the person monitoring the cameras next time I walk by one. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
What else did we say we were going to talk about? I had one more thing that we teased.
The holiday travel, unemployment. What's happening in Sardinia? Oh my gosh, that poor family.
I know. Oh, the family in the fire.
Yeah.
We have their GoFundMe up on our page right now. It was raised like 16 or 17,000, something like that.
You want to talk about the holidays, holiday travel?
Well, so I guess my one question is, anybody seen any good travel deals or planning to book good travel deals? Or do you use Hopper? You ever use Hopper? No.
I'm done using third-party apps. I will never use them again. I'm going right through the airlines. Sorry, not sorry. Forget you Orbitz. Forget you Expedia. No. Screw me once, you're done.
Okay. Well, so what we were talking about was, excuse me, they call it Travel Tuesday. No, it's not for a little bit. That's going to be the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. You're like, boy, are we giving all these things names. We've got Black Friday,
Cyber
Business
Tuesday,
Saturday,
right?
Cyber
Monday, Travel Tuesday.
Travel
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
So a lot of people are already looking to book different deals on Travel Tuesday. And I'm just wondering if anybody is in that group or has seen any potential good deals that they're interested in. Are you looking for anything?
Yesterday, we shared some really interesting flight deals. So there are flights to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
There are flights from New York to Miami. And it's really inexpensive,
So-
which is nice.
Marguerite has a point here about going to those third-party sites and then trying to book them on the actual airline. Like, I'm sure that you're going to find some, probably not the airline deals, but maybe the hotel deals, because I feel like they do that through, you know what I mean, the
Mhm.
sites. But yeah, so she's saying that. Sarah says they're flying to Florida on Thanksgiving, booked directly through the airline. Connie says she's booking through the airline. Jeff says after Travel Tuesdays, beer Wednesday.
No kidding. You need a drink, right?
Yeah.
I will never
I know you had a bad
book through a third party ever,
You had a bad,
ever again.
You had a bad experience.
A bad experience, to the point where I missed a wedding as a result of their just absolute
I
negligence.
remember sitting in my backyard having a couple of drinks with my friends, and all of a sudden it's like 9 o'clock and Ed's calling, and I'm like, why is Ed calling me? Because he needed to vent.
And like, you're the person I go to because you would understand.
And now I'm driving back from, so I drive to Rochester. Now I'm driving back from Rochester.
In the back of an Uber, no less. I mean, thankfully, the airlines did the right thing. They reimbursed me, but like, good Lord.
And it wasn't even really their fault.
No.
It was yeah.
Never again. Never again. Never again.
So here's what they're kind of like suggesting. And maybe this is the takeaway where we combine what they suggest with Ed's experience. Use those travel apps to guide yourself.
Okay.
So like if you're finding that cheaper flight, like Connie or whoever was saying, you're finding that better flight there, or Marguerite, go to and now you can at least get a comparison.
And if
Of
it's
the flights.
cheaper in one place or another, I wonder if, and it's more expensive booking through the airline, I wonder if you call the airline and say, hey, I saw this price elsewhere. Can you price match me? I wonder what they would say. I'm sure you can't hurt, right?
All you can do is ask. That's what
Yeah.
I always say. I say that to like Paul. What was I just telling him about that last night? I was like, all you can do is ask. Ask if they'll do it. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't.
Right. It's like getting your interest rate lowered
Mhm.
on your credit card.
Calling to get your cable bill lowered, stuff
Right.
like that. All you
Which,
can do is ask.
By the way, is very interesting because the Fed's lowered the interest rate about a quarter of a point. So things like that will.
Thanksgiving travel this year is expected to set records. They're expecting a 5% increase over last year. They're saying the worst day for travel is going to be Sunday, December 1st, when people are going home.
Well, isn't it always that Wednesday before and that Sunday after?
I always try to if you can make it the Monday,
Mhm.
do that.
It's probably cheaper too. Fewer people on the road. The thing about that Sunday, December 1st, is that there's a Bills game. And
Mhm.
so if you're interested in watching that Bills game, it's home. I can't remember. Is it away? I'm sorry. Is it late or is it in the afternoon? I'm going to just check out the app.
This is
really
funny.
quick.
Marguerite says, good luck calling an airline. Representative.
Right.
Representative.
Oh my God.
Honestly.
Isn't that the worst?
I need to speak to someone in customer service.
Well, and that's like the problem with AI right now. Everything is just artificial.
I know.
Okay, so it's an 8:20 p.m. game against the 49ers on the 1st.
Mm.
That's a late one.
Yeah, that is a late one.
And you're off that Monday. So, hey, you got it.
I am up because it's a Sunday night game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm off that Monday
there you go.
because I'm working on Thanksgiving.
Oh, sorry.
You sound it.
We got to get the show on the road. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, guys.